Hello everyone, Artisto Art Supplies here. Welcome to our drawing lesson. In today's lesson, we're going to learn how to draw the human face. Now, I'm going to break this down into very simple steps for you. So the first thing we need to understand is that the human head has the shape of a circle. So we can go ahead and draw a circle. The next thing, we're going to draw a line right through the middle of our head vertically, and then we're going to drop one horizontally. You're going to try to find the middle of this line right here. Then, we divide the vertical line into 6 equal parts. And then draw the horizontal line from the second and the sixth point on this line. Then we add one more 1/6 part below the seventh point and draw a horizontal line to the vertical line of our circle. Draw the curved lines between the second and sixth points. We outline the cheekbones line and forehead line. Then we draw the jaw lines depending on the person you're drawing. The jaw lines might be different, so if you're drawing more of a masculine type character, you might extend this jaw line further out and make it more square. If you draw more of a girl or someone with more feminine facial features, you're going to also want to change the jawline or maybe keep it like this. It just depends on what kind of character. Next, we're going to add the eyes line. That's the line that your eyes are going to be on. Now, generally, your eyes are going to fit on your head. We divide this line into 5 equal parts. We just wanted to draw them to find the placement of our eyes. Next, we're going to draw the nose. So the nose is going to be down here at this next line that we created. Or we can even come down a little bit further, depending on how we want our face to look. If we want to have a very long, big nose, we would come down a little bit further from that line. If we wanted it to be average, we'd stay at that line. And if we wanted them to have a very small, short nose, we would come up just a little bit. But in this case, we're going to make it about an average nose. So we're going to start to draw in the shape of the nose. Then, we also want to add in the eyebrows. So this also depends on the character. If it's a guy, they're probably going to be a lot bigger and squarer. And if it's a girl, they're going to be thinner and have a lot more shape. So since this is a girl, we're going to make them thinner and we're going to add more shape. So you're going to start off one eyeball here, and then you have another eyeball right there. Let's add in the lips. So the lips generally are going to be on average straight down from the middle of the eye, and that's going to give you the width of where your lips should be. So we can add in our lips on this line right here. Now we're going to draw that in. Just draw the top part of the lip and then draw the bottom part of it. Then I can continue to work on shape till I get it looking the way I want. Next, what we want to do is add in the ears. So the ears generally are going to be on this line that your eyes are on. So the ears are going to come a little bit above that. It will extend off the head, and then it's going to line up with the line for the nose line. So that's going to be about the bottom of our ears. And just like everything else, if you want your ears to be larger, then extended past those two guidelines. If you want them to be smaller, make them smaller than those two guidelines. Next, we need to find our hairline. So, depending on what kind of hairline your character has, they might be balding. They might have a widow's peak, but generally the average is going to be right about here, about 2/3 away from the top of your head. If they have a bigger forehead, then that can come up even further. They have a smaller forehead, and that can come down even more. So we're going to draw a line across, and we want it to be just a little bit curved, and then we're going to come down into the sideburns. So that's her basic general hairline. And then, if you had to speak, you could add in a widow's peak there. But for this character, we're not going to have any type of a widow's peak, and then we can sketch in whatever type of hair we want. So in this case, I'm going to make it a girl, and I want her to kind of swoosh over and then hang down the side of her neck. All right, great. Now we want to add in the neck for a character, so I'm going to drive it back in, and it starts a little bit further in from the side of the head, and then it sorts of curves in and then curves back. Then we also want to go ahead and add in the eyebrows. Now let's go ahead and start adding detail to our character. So first off, I'm going to start with the eyes. I want to add in my pupils, and then we can add in the eyelashes. And then we're going to add in the eyelids. So just right on the top of that thin line with this side, you can have a little bit of shadowing underneath this. Next, we turn in those eyebrows and smooth them out a bit more. Go ahead and move on to the nose. So the nose is basically already drawn that way we want it. We just want to add in some shading there. So along the bottom edge, we want that to be shaded in and maybe a little bit more shape to the nose here. And we can also add a little bit of shadowing along this edge of the nose as it comes down on both sides of the nose, coming from the top of the eye all the way down to this part of the nose. And then I get to go ahead and start to erase some of these guidelines that we have here.